I think we can begin.
Alright, John opposes, though.
We have to start the recording over.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'll never remember how far we were into this.
We're this far.
No, we're not.
Welcome to the Dragon's Flow Teacast, where we record a lot before we actually start.
The thing that hurts me the most is that you even just said a lot.
I want a tea shop!
That's nice. This is good. Considering we guessed at the temperature and time.
Yeah, thanks for having instructions, packet of tea.
You know what's better than that? Drinking this in an actual tea shop?
Okay, before we get on to that topic, where's the sample tea for today? It's under my foot. It's coming closer towards me.
That's not sanitary. If we had a tea shop, that would not be allowed.
The pack... You're sitting on our floor, on my floor, and there's, like, stuff everywhere. This place would be shut down if we were running a business out of here. This is a lie.
It doesn't say.
Yeah, it's rooibos, I didn't know that, and mate, yerba mate, and lemon balm, and ginger root. I would have never guessed any of those things, because it doesn't taste like any of it.
But is the taste strong, or do we underbrew it? Because somebody poured before the timer went off.
No, my timer said 0. You saw it.
Strong.
I'm like, why is my timer at 0? And then I walked away and went into the other room and came back, and it's like, hey, your tea's done. Thanks, clock.
It's plenty strong.
Yeah.
And
I think
this is underbrewed.
Good.
Underbrewed?
No, if it is underbrewed,
Oh.
like you can brew mate for days, you can brew rooibos for days, lemon balm. It doesn't seem like you can taste it, but it's not real strong. So I don't think you can really do this tea wrong.
Depending on your taste, you can brew green tea for days.
That's true.
Ew.
Yeah. Stupid Charles.
So, there's a couple of new things to talk about. One of them being that it's still in the works, nothing isn't official yet, but I'm working towards getting a physical location all for myself, finally. After so many years and scratching and climbing and making stuff and finally have my own little place where we can have our tea and anime shenanigans. It's not official yet. I should be able to get some word next week, hopefully before the next Teacast. And then from there we'll keep you updated on what type of madness will ensue.
Yeah. Right now you're just in my room. But
yeah.
who knows where you can go.
We've been looking at places. Got a few spotted out that seem good. And after this, I think we're going to go and see if we can locate some more, because, decisions, and this matters a lot.
In other news, there's a 14-year-old who just came up with the manga concept somewhere in Japan.
What?
Looking for a tea shop location?
Maybe. It's just like, we'll keep you updated, but, this is more exciting for employees than it is for people.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, keep dreaming until you have something. So
I kind of blindsided him with it, just like out of nowhere. Alright, no promises, but hypothetically speaking, if I could get this up and running, how much of your time can you devote to me?
Yep. That was the Facebook post.
So, yeah. Lots of lots of interesting, exciting, and slightly frightening stuff to come to the future. This is a little bit more difficult than I think people realize, because, when you get the loan and you choose the place, you gotta do things as quickly as possible, but as accurately as possible, because you want to open up as soon as you can to start paying stuff back. And there's definitely going to be lots of plans, some we can do, some we cannot. I'm looking forward to hearing from you and what you want. Just, whoo, doggy. I'm scared excited. Scared sighted. Scared. I don't know. Words.
I want a room where we can just break stuff.
Within the room we can break stuff.
Why would you say that when we're in your room? Out of all things.
You done goofed.
That was an actual concept that...
Yeah, it's called the break room.
Ha!
No, Iron Storm had the game company. They went bankrupt.
Sounds like $1 million business idea, Nick. Thank you for...
Well, they started with $1 million, but they didn't finish with $1 million.
So it was not even a $2 million idea.
So one of the ideas that I've had that I'm gonna do my best to make this work is I want to have a T-bar, but I want the T-bar to be made out of wood and carved into the shape of a dragon.
What word?
Huh?
What word?
Oh, I said wood? Carved into a wood, or made from wood, and carved into the shape of a T-dragon. Or just a dragon.
Can you say a word made of wood?
A word made of wood. In other news, I need 2 new employees.
I'll be one.
No! That's not... The point of...
God.
I almost want to fire myself.
You're fired. I'm in charge now.
Fine, you pay the bills.
Nah.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I really, really want this, but with the budget we're gonna have, I don't know if it's possible, but I really want it to happen.
It's not.
It
It would take me literally the entire loan and then some.
No.
Oh yeah. For a painted, carved, finished, so you can use it.
That's not that much.
Yes, it is.
It's a lot, but it's not what we're looking at.
We're gonna have around 10,000 for it.
What?
Mm-hmm. Because around 1,000 for like a pre-made carving that they can just kind of poop out because they have all the schematics and whatnot. And so something custom-made like this, that'll definitely take time.
We can talk about this outside of the Teacast.
Yes.
And we should.
All right, so
moving on.
What other
Moving on.
news do
I
we
like
have?
this tea.
Let's see if it's cool enough
It's
for a
good.
T-man to drink.
Oh, it's good now. Are you okay?
No, it's still too hot. I can feel it from the cup.
Oh no, the
Yeah.
cup's hot.
Yeah, the cup's hot.
Oh. Hot cup.
Speaking of hot cups, Fullmetal Alchemist is getting a live-action series or movie.
Oh, Winry,
Movie.
got it.
Huh?
It's already out.
Nothing.
It's already out. Have you seen it?
No, but it's on my to-do list. To watch list.
It's on my to-do list. Open a tea shop. So,
Oh my god.
we got that going. What else we got going on?
They've did a really good job with this Fullmetal Alchemist. I mean, I haven't seen the movie yet.
I've
but
seen
my
trailers.
gosh.
Yeah,
It looks pretty high budget and
It
quality.
looks like it was staffed by the kind of nerds that grew up watching Fullmetal Alchemist. Like, the details that they put into that was like Dragon Ball FighterZ, except with real people.
Yeah, though I have to wonder how much of that can you fit into like 2 hours.
Yeah.
At most. I don't know.
I'd be fine with just the first, the original first arc with, or maybe it's not the original, maybe that's Brotherhood's first arc, where they're in the town with the guy with the fake Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah, the priest guy.
You can extend that into a movie.
Yeah. Next news, Dragon Ball FighterZ, they know that stuff's wrong, so they made a video with they've got like a roadmap for patches and what's going to happen with that, and they just know what's up, and they're not gonna sit there and take their idiocy, I guess.
Good. I'm hoping they can make a server. Well, at this point, I'm not going to have time to play games. But if I did, a server which, newbies like me can just gather around and not get curb stomped. That sounds nice.
Yeah, you know how they have like the just general servers and then like arena server, and then there's like a third type. Newbie server would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Because one of the problems with fighting games is day one it launches, and then everybody goes out and buys it and learns the entire system, and then everyone's a pro. And if you get into the game like even a couple weeks in, you're not gonna ever win.
No. So that's been one of my frustrations with that.
So yeah, that's nice to see. You want to talk about the My Hero Academia?
It's small news.
Music.
So we found out the artist for the opening, the new opening for My Hero Academia. It is, what was the name again?
I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Do your best.
Toshiba.
Well, it's only written here in Japanese, so...
That one's the ending.
That's the ending?
Yeah.
Shanran Ran featuring 96 Neko.
Bless you. So the second Bleach opening was made by the people who are going to do the opening for this. But if you look at some of the other stuff, they've done Bleach opening 2, I think Soul Eater opening 4, or was it D Gray Man opening 4? I forget. But they have
I know
they
did one of the D Gray Man ones. Yeah. I don't know about whatever else you just said.
They have a wide range of music, so it's kind of up in the air of the direction. What they should do for what the arc is going to have to go if they're going to do another 24, 26 episode season is something a little bit more on the dark and tense side, I think.
Yes.
Because something like opening 1 or opening 2, that's not going to work for this next season.
It's a full 24 episode season, right?
Should be.
So, yeah, if it goes where I'm assuming it's going to go to, then, it should be a bit darker.
Speaking of which, the Anime Awards came out, and My Hero Academia just swept.
Woo!
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, they won Best Girl.
Best Girl?
Yeah. The floating
Frog.
one, Urahara? Urahime?
Oh, really?
Yes. What was her name? It began with a U.
Urahara.
Best boy, Todoroki.
How is best girl not frog girl?
I don't know, but it's not.
How is Best Girl not Rem?
She was like 2016.
Fair.
Yeah, but forever, man.
Oh yeah.
Actually, that was brilliant writing.
I wanted Chisei to win.
Chisei?
Yeah.
She's good, but she's gonna get better. Maybe next year. But Rem, that was brilliant writing. Like, they made her into Best Girl.
Yeah.
Because they had stupid Amelia.
They took the target girl and turned like just a random character into Best Girl ever.
It was awesome. Everybody that saw up to that scene where Rem confessed to whatever the hell the stupid
guy.
I keep thinking Suzaru, but it's
Subaru.
When she confessed in this romantic way to Subaru, but I love Amelia.
I've seen some good memes of that scene.
That is great. And then she brought down a whale for him, and everyone I mean, like, come on.
I haven't even seen the damn thing, but I've seen that scene, and it hurts.
And she does so much before
and you don't
that.
even know the other girl.
No, I don't. Actually, I saw like the first 2 episodes, so I know
that's all this character development she gets.
Yeah, it actually no. She actually has negative character development.
So she's basically a bratty person that people know. because of her name or something? Because the last thing I saw was...
a little bit more than that.
Last thing I saw was the guy calling her name in public. She's like, "How dare you call me that? I am not that witch," or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much where it stops.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit more.
Boring.
Yeah.
Let's see. Best hero. Deku won best hero.
Mm-hmm.
Bakugo won something. Best anti-hero, something like that.
What?
Yeah.
That one's a bit of a stretch.
I think it won best opening as well.
Sure.
But
Ancient Magus Bride's opening was definitively better, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that one didn't. Ancient Magus Bride won, I think, best drama.
Okay.
I didn't even hear of the best anime. I don't even know what that, like something Abyss, Deep into the Abyss or something like that.
Yeah, I know there's something of the Abyss, but I can't remember it now. I'll just kill time while you guys are on your phones looking that up.
Best
Something of the Abyss. What was it? It's like Children of the Abyss or
that can't be it.
something of the Abyss. Abyss Walker's Abyss.
Best animation is...
I'm disappointed. Dragon Ball Super did not win best continuing series. What the hell? I forgot who won. Something else that I've never even heard of won that. That is... I'm gonna be a little bit fanboyish, but like, F you. Like, Super should have won that, and you know it. You damn well know it. Someone break that.
Made
I
in
am
the
pissed.
To be fair, you haven't watched the other thing, so you don't know.
I know.
What's it called?
Made in the Abyss.
Made in the Abyss. There you go.
That I've never heard of it, and that sounds terrible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I saw... Oh, my God, wait. Now I remember, like, I saw some of the clips. It looks like a freaking children's thing.
Yeah, it does. Like, they're like...
Made in
chibi.
the Abyss.
Like elementary school kids. Like, I think they're going down a hole.
Oh, I know that show.
But you can check it out on Amazon Prime.
Oh, good.
I'll check it out in my butt, because that's how much I cared about it. What else do we got? That's all I can remember.
I think that show was like something about, it's like a post-apocalyptic scavenging thing, but I could be...
They look like scavengers and look like they're giant worm monsters, at least, if not other types of monsters.
Yeah, it was one of the things that I was like, should I watch this? No. Maybe I should have.
Well, it is the anime of 20...
Yeah, I mean, last year did not really have much good anime. This year it'll be a little bit more interesting to see how things go. 'Cause
if it wasn't part of this current season, or was it the season?
No, the season is 2018.
Then it must have been one of the seasons where like there was a bunch of good stuff out, because I was like, this looks kind of like it could be kind of interesting, but there's a bunch of other stuff that's better.
I can actually use this
That's
into a
why I
segue.
didn't watch.
So, I began watching one of those 12-episode,
Trash shows?
Yes. Well, the anime's got a different name than the manga. The anime's called Yamada's First Time.
Oh, I love that show.
You do?
Yes.
You finished it?
Yeah, me and Forsic marathoned it together in one day.
Oh, God, I hate the main character so much.
It's the girl, the
the
guy.
girl. I like the guy. Like, he's the reason I'm watching. I'm hoping, like, somebody just, like, throws water in their face or something.
Oh, have fun.
I'm like 9 episodes in, so I know it's not going to happen.
Oh, it's basically the end.
Yeah. I'm very disappointed that he didn't just say, you know what, F you. So the basic premise of the show, for those who haven't watched it, is the main character, the female named Yamada, she has a goal, and that goal is to have 100 sex friends by the end of her high school life. But she's very bad with this, because she just gets really like shy and nervous and turns into a typical woman when she gets close to any of that stuff. Like one of her first scenes with the main male character, the one who's going to be a quote unquote first victim, is she throws him into a closet, like exposes her bra, and then like turns around, like runs away and yells at him, while he's sitting there like, "What the hell?" The one
Did you watch the dub or the sub?
the dub. No, subtitles.
Okay.
Is the dub any good?
I don't know.
Yeah. One thing, I think my biggest piece of criticism would have to be the opening. Because nothing in the opening matches the character. Nothing she is doing in the opening is her. And it's really frustrating to watch. It's like, this is not her character. It's frustrating. Hold on, something just happened. I'm not gonna talk about it. John is being John. So, yeah, just there's nothing about that really matched the character. And what's even worse is on 2 separate occasions, Nick just caught on. They're supposed to make it like lip sync whatever the song is, and it doesn't match, and it drives me insane every time I see it. It's like, it doesn't match. Stop it. But yeah, I just want to see the main character just fail and be lonely and miserable. I hate her.
The manga's better. Wow, I can't talk.
Manga.
I started
Also,
to say main character, but that's a lie.
The show is surprisingly not ecchi for the material.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like 1 scene per episode, and that's about it.
Yeah,
It could be as small as like a quick.
Not the manga.
not the manga.
No.
It just
Nick's
flat
like,
out.
dude, you want to watch the manga?
Dude, you want to watch
Not
the
really.
manga.
You want to watch them?
You want to watch it. It doesn't have words.
And so you figured it out soon enough.
Wait, it does have words?
Yes. So yeah, that's that. What other new stuff do we have going on?
We got
Fists of the Morning Star prequel.
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky, so it's pre-apocalyptic. Did Fist of the North Star ever explain how it got to be what it is?
Shut up. I don't know. I haven't actually seen the whole thing, but I think it just like they were there.
I saw the movie version when I was like 5, so I don't really remember anything. So
There's a movie version. I just know of. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it's basically condensed.
I'll just chalk it up to Bulgaria.
Yeah. So yeah, what else we got?
And, Metal Gear Survive?
No, tell us about it, Nick.
Well, do you know of it?
No, tell us about it, Nick.
Okay, whatever. So after Hideo Kojima left Konami after making all the Metal Gear Solid games and into probably the most iconic stealth game of or series of all time. I don't know if he ever gave a reason why they left, but let's just say it wasn't a amicable breakup between them. And they were doing things like towards the end of the game's development, they were taking the developers' computers away and then being like, why aren't you working? They were spying on their emails and taking people off the projects and being like, you're going to make pachinko now, sending them off to the pachinko mines. And so Metal Gear was in kind of a bad place. And nobody even knew if 5 was ever going to come out. But it did. And it was really good up until the end where it was like, oh, here's where the budget ended. And it ended on sort of a cliffhanger. And then somebody later found a bunch of files where basically there was a third act that just got cut.
Oh.
Yeah. So now not Kojima, Konami the game developer. Since then, they've put out a Metal Gear Solid 3 pachinko game, and Metal Gear Survive came out, and it's basically just a co-op crafting survival game, and waves of zombies come and try to kill you, which is basically like the opposite of everything that Metal Gear Solid's ever been. So people are understandably confused. And to top it all off, it was also just a straight-up bad game. When the game first released, they didn't turn on the servers for 2 days, so you couldn't connect, and you have to constantly be online, because it's an online experience that is... You need to be online to play.
Well,
it's not DRM.
Isn't the game just a purely online game because you're surviving with other people?
Pretty much, but no, there's like a single player campaign, but it's like designed to be online, but it's not all online. And then they have all kinds of terrible transaction things.
Speaking of transitions, hi Nick.
Hi. For example, if you want more save slots in case you want to make a new character, or in case your stupid dumb little brother wants to play, $10 DLC for a save slot. That's a great idea.
That is batshit insane.
Yeah, it is.
Anything less than free is batshit insane.
Yeah, it is. And you said free, not 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they have things. They have microtransactions for things like inventory slots, like loadout settings. I'm not sure what to call them, but when you have like all your gear set up and you have like your presets. You can pay to have more of those. They're basically just gouging you.
It's not really a survival game; it's a pay game.
It's a microtransaction, Metal Gear microtransaction. Why do I keep wanting to say microtransition? What is that?
Sounds like a microaggression.
It's more like a macro transgression. That's a thing, apparently. Yeah, it's just overall it's a terrible game, and the AI pathfinding is terrible. Like the zombie things, just like they slowly walk up to you, and then they charge straight into a wall.
Huh?
It's just everything about the game is terrible. That's a game I could see the player base dropping by 80% overnight, if it hasn't already.
That's hard to do since there's 4 of them.
Oh.
Do we have anything else going on with the new stuff?
Not really.
Right. So for the rest of you out there, send us an email, teacast@dragonstreasure.com. Let us know what you will want to see out of a tea shop based around tea and anime. Anyone else?
Can I say what I want?
Yeah.
I want a reading corner with manga and stuff.
We will have that.
I want a system. Well, we were talking about having also like classical books, like you have your old literature collection that you got at the library book sale.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we should have a system of points where if somebody reads.
What, like junior high school?
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Oh God!
If someone educates themselves, they should get a free cup of tea or something stupid like that.
That was such a broken system. Either read one of the 0.5 point books in like 5 minutes, or read a book that'll take you like 20 weeks for 2 points.
Yeah, like that, but actually make it worth it.
Experience points, power levels.
Right.
That'll be in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom.
I read the long books anyways.
Nerd.
Me too. Then I continued to read more of them.
And then you know what else I didn't do?
What?
Take the tests. I showed them the error of their ways.
I remember in junior high, they put me in, like, super duper advanced level reading class, or whatever the hell they called it. It was a class so advanced, all I had to do was read whatever the hell I wanted, then write about it.
Oh man, I wish I was in that class.
In like a paragraph, that's it.
Why couldn't I be in that class?
You weren't as good a reader as me. Though honestly, I think it was just, compared to how stupid the people were around me, I looked better. Now, because I've always had...
I would say look at the stack of books I'm reading right now, but you've got me beat there.
I remember in first grade, they said I was reading at like a 6th grade level. And then slowly but surely, school beat it out of me. So by the time I got into high school, I was in like half retarded class. You know, guys were like, you're not officially retarded, but I think, you know, chromosome got punched.
It was kind of the opposite with me, where like I was just reading what I was told to, and then I discovered fun books or interesting books.
Like
let's
pop-up
say.
books?
No.
Those were fun.
Yeah.
God damn it, I want to read one now.
You know what's an untapped market?
Yeah! Pop-up manga.
Pop-up books for adults.
Yeah, pop-up manga.
Where's the pop-up books where you could just have Griffith stab
Right?
anyone, literally anyone, for just like fold in, fold out. They just stab each other forever.
Speaking of that, pop-up hentai books.
Oh my god.
Just in and out.
Oh my god.
You dug that as soon as you said Griffith.
Open to the Opie pages.
He could just stab anyone.
Nick. Well, I know our next project in 2 or 3 years.
I don't want to be a part of that project.
You're
Too
its
late.
Founder. Every book will say, "Thank you, Nick Harrington."
Who lives at this address?
Thank you to our Kickstarter backers.
Nick Harrington. If you approve of this, send him your fan art. You'll get just Sonic level.
I'll get hate mail and fan art that I will burn.
This is Nick the Hedgehog.
No. You know what's great? That people can finally have the Sonic the Hedgehog game that they've always wanted. One where you can create your own Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic. Alright. So, join us now for the second infusion.
XXX Goku 420 XXX the Hedgehog.
God damn it. It's the early 2000s all over again. Alright, join us for the second infusion while I finish this candy cane.
It's a pretty sweet hook.
Welcome to Dragon's Flow Teacast second infusion. We got a lot of stuff to cover. Just so I don't forget again, so last week I forgot to talk about Black Clover, and so I'm going to combine both episodes now because it's easy. Last week was back to the same old bad basics. They introduced like 10 new characters all at once, and all of them painfully one-dimensional. They were all dicks. We introduced you 10 dicks. The captains and like heads of whatever.
Were they enemies or just
No, they were
lousy
allies, but they were just
allies?
dicks. Because they have royalty. You know, but the main character and his friend were not. They introduced a new concept of like gaining ranks. So there's like different ranking systems within the Magic Knights or whatever the hell they were called. They talk about that. The main characters met the Wizard King, so they talked about that for a little bit. We found out that the sword Asta, the main character, uses, it absorbs magical energy. So if someone with magic was to hang on to it, it would get absorbed.
So only he can use it.
Seems like it.
How fortuitous.
Yeah. And so the tsundere love interest because basically there was like a banquet celebrating the people who ranked up, and all the royalty nobles, were making fun of the peasants. And at first Asta was like, I'm used to it, I don't care, free food. And then they started just like being over the top dicks, and it ended with one of like the cousins of the tsundere just like pouring water over her head, just because I need to create conflict out of nothing. And that's when the main character was like, hey, you guys are dicks, I'm gonna stand on a table and yell at you. And that was pretty much the episode. This episode got me really excited though, because, so as we talked about before, Asta got a new sword a few weeks back, and now he can use both of them at the same time, so he is dual wielding. And as anyone who knows me knows, I am a sucker for dual wielding. I just love it.
Yep, that's why you like Dark Souls 2, the bad one.
But, sure. I like Dark Souls 3 more, but...
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I just don't hate Dark Souls 2. Like everyone else.
Like everyone else, like a proper fan should.
You're an improper fan.
No, I'm not. I hate 2. I like 3. 3 is also great. Yeah. And 1 is the best.
So yeah, we got to see Asta doing some fighting while dual wielding. All he was doing was just smacking everyone's magic out of the way. And then all of a sudden, the capital is being attacked. They introduced a new bad guy, and he is just one-dimensional as hell again. They've really got to add a second dimension. Like, from what I can tell, all that's into him is just like, oh, I got kicked out of the capital because I can do necromancy. Now I'm mad. I'm gonna destroy things, because I'm chaotic. And so that's pretty much where the story is going right now. I'm just excited for dual-wielding action. That's gonna be fun. And so, done with that.
Speaking of more dimensional characters, Grancrest War.
Yeah. Let's see. Last episode, we got a chance to see the background of the two lovey-dovey people we saw in the very first opening scene. You know, the wedding. The male Alexander.
It's like Alexis or Alexa. It's
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So apparently he is like that. It wasn't just a front. He is just a fruit. I mean, his introduction in the flashback was, "I'm looking at the ground because it's so shiny and sparkly."
I'm looking at the middle of the
path,
road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what the hell?
Turns around, I haven't known love until now.
Unless that was also a ruse, and she knew that she was coming.
Right, that's what I kind of thought. But anyway, but he committed awfully hard. If he wrote her letters for days, and then made the rose out of roses, and
made children sing
for like years.
Someday she'll drive by.
Though that is the thing that makes me wonder, because he's just like, yeah, they did it for money at the first, but I have a plan, and it's working. Like, he has that capacity. I just kind of hope at this point that they don't just pull that, oh man, being so nice for so long, so consistently was just such a drag. I had to go home and beat my dog every night because just to get it out of me. Like at a certain point, you've practiced enough to become whatever that is.
And have they explained why the female has become such a bitch?
No.
No? Okay, so it's still up in the air.
I think it's kind of because she's like, oh, we can never be together.
So, well, she also said her last thing to say to him is like, don't ever waver in faith. You know, we're going to figure this out. So she might be doing I could definitely see her. She has the complexity.
She could be the little finger.
Right.
But she decides to go to war.
Right.
It's like, damn, woman. Just say okay.
She's hard to figure out. Multi-dimensional characters.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, what other little things happened? That was more than just that. I can't remember off the top of my head.
There was like a council meeting
thing. The council,
thing.
Right.
So that was interesting.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was.
It's like,
I'm not sure what was going on.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. A little too... again with this show, a little too much... Like, I like the too much, but at the same time, you gotta have a little.
Yeah. We did get some family crest or family tree stuff. So the Pervy Baron is cousins, it seems, with the female we've been talking about. And the reason he didn't want to take over is because he didn't want to fight his cousin, because the grandfather would have been like, "Oh, shame on you kids." We don't know who the grandfather is.
Yeah, we knew that though.
We did. I did.
Yeah. There was a couple episodes ago where he was like, "Oh, I'm my shame of my family." Because let's see, what did he say? I forget, but he went into it.
That was yet another thing. Well, the Alexa, whatever his name is. I think I'll just go with Alexis.
Yeah.
He seemed legitimately sad that the guy didn't rise to a position of prominence.
Yeah.
But that was also the thing that forced his hand to go, okay, let's go peace.
Yeah.
So there are so many things that are just, they seem straightforward, but they're ambiguous enough to make me question what's going on, because they definitely have several layers of complexity going on in this show.
Yeah.
They're going at two different speeds of wait, slow down, you did not tell me anything, and speed up, what, wait, what? So, you know, like that scene, you want things to like slow down so you can be like, who is who and why should I care?
Yeah,
so
they need to do the Code Geass thing of
getting Lucian there. I get it.
Down boy.
No, you need
The Lush.
You need to have the mental narrator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
or the Eller and Kira thing, where it's just like, even though it's like the whole scene is like 2 seconds long, it's like half an hour in their mind.
Yeah,
because they're explaining what's going on.
And then there's stuff like the tattoos, like no explanation of why tattoos touch glow and they can do things. It's like,
well, a wizard did it.
A wizard did it. Alright, so I think that pretty much covers
like that's fine, because it's like, it's a setting thing where it's kind of like, you know, you can kind of get it, but at the same time, you know, it's not explained, so it's like, whatever, you can kind of hand wave it. But the last episode where it's like, okay, there's so much going on, and who's doing the thing.
They need to show a map of this country so I can see what like all the alliances are. And
they did at one point. Oh, one thing that really helped me kind of get like a picture in my mind was, of course now I don't remember it's the
picture to picture in your mind.
No, it was the one of either the Alliance or the Union. Okay, it was the I don't remember but it was like the Technology Union or something, and the I forget what the Alliance was, but it was like the Harmony Alliance or something like that. Something like really like, okay, like if you take out, if you just call them Alliance or Union, it's like really ambiguous as to like who's
who.
Yeah.
Well,
like
what?
who's good and who's evil. But if you call them by like the full name, it's like one's like, oh, that sounds like an evil group, and one sounds like the guys you want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could remember what they were.
I think that's about all for that episode.
Yeah.
Place further in the universe, we get to see a little bit of development between the captain and I can't remember his name. Shizune, the one who always wants to go to Antarctica.
Yeah, we'll just call her Antarctica.
We'll call it Antarctica,
which is gonna get real confusing soon.
We'll call it the tall one. The tall one has a little bit of resentment, but she's not entirely sure what she feels towards the captain. Because she did make the decision to let the mom die. Did you guys see past the credits?
No.
No.
Oh.
God! Why do they do that?
The captain got a message from the mom.
Like a text message?
Like a computer email.
An email?
Yeah.
Because I remember the episode they had, after the massive storm, she heard her mom say, "It's beautiful."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like the way that you hear it, it sounds like she's dying.
That's what I was hoping. It sounds morbid, but like...
Yeah. Well, there's always been that uncertainty of, like, did they just abandon her? Or is she, like, waiting there in some research station?
Do you know what I hope it is?
What?
Few years.
Does anyone remember phones used to come equipped with this, and I don't know why they stopped it. And I think emails used to let you do this too. You could basically send an email or a text at a certain date and time. So, for example,
program it in to send it at this time.
Yeah, and so
I want to send it as soon as my daughter is at her most hopeful.
Yeah. Or like, so for example, you arrive in Antarctica, and so, like back then, if you had this technology available to you, you'd be like, oh my gosh, this means so much to me. I want to write something, and 10 years from now, because we're still going to be best friends, we're just pulling into Antarctica now, or whatever it is.
Well, so what was the message and what format was it?
It didn't say. It was a picture of the captain's computer, and up in the corner, one message from whatever her name was, and then that's it. It was like a 5-second scene.
I hate it.
Of course, it's like that.
Why do they have to do it at the end of the credits? Why? I don't mind if they do it consistently. And
Nick, they worked hard for you to watch their names in another language.
So yeah, but for the episode itself, interesting levels of character development.
Alright, so certain shows have done this in the past, but I like going way back to childhood, books had a theme, okay? Mm-hmm. And shows have this wonderful capacity to have several themes and eventually motifs. And they have sort of episodically touched on a lot of different things. This episode, they did something wonderful, and so in order to be friends with people, you have to simplify them to a certain degree. You have to know kind of what to expect from them, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's not a big jump. But our problem is we begin to oversimplify people. And the captain was definitely doing that with the daughter. And the daughter, she's only 16, but 15 or 16, and she asks her about it, and she's able to give her this, like, really wonderful answer. Like, you didn't make a mistake. It wasn't your fault. Like, it's dangerous. And she understands that. And then, in most storylines, that would be that. Like, oh, okay, you understand. And then they take it a step further and, like, do you really think that? And it's like, well, yeah, but I also have the feels.
Yeah.
And it was just a really well executed concept, and they stretched it out over a lot of different interactions, and so they still went out about the business, but they did a better job than most other shows I've seen in simplifying that concept and just showing it in real time.
That was nice. So here's an interesting question.
It wasn't a magic wand, and now they're best friends.
Right.
So I'm going to make a prediction. For whatever bullshit reason, the captain is going to see the email or message or whatever it's going to be, and she's not going to tell the kids for whatever reason she thinks up. To, like, not get their hopes up, I don't know.
Probably.
And that's going to...
If she does do that or not do that, that would be the reason. Yeah.
Yeah. No, because
I could see that.
So I can see a lot of character development just stopping because, like, so she is alive. All focus on finding her. Versus, now we're in Antarctica. Let's experience the coldness and all the stuff that's going into this trip, etc.
Yeah.
So it's going to be something like that.
Excuse me. Yeah. I don't think... So she'll be the type that sets up an expedition going towards the direction that she most likely is, if there's any clue whatsoever. But it's more just these girls will risk their lives, and they're already kind of what do you call that?
Weak.
Yeah, they're kind of already weak because of the chains. Like, you know, they're doing a great job for being 15 and 16.
Except
but...
the one girl who can do jump ropes.
Great, yeah, that's her skill. That is the group's skill right now. Is one of them can jump rope.
Oh wow.
But you know, everything else, like they're incredible for little high school kids on a fully developed ship, but at the same time, and you could, you know, because it's a story, you know that they're going to provide something essential in a moment of need that adults don't have the flexibility of thought or whatever. Fine, but
well, they already kind of did. They during like the mountain climb thing, and they each kind of compensated for the other's lack of.
Oh, I mean
whatever reason.
I mean the girls.
Yeah, I know they're gonna save the adults or whatever.
Yeah, they're gonna offer that to the adults.
Right, but they've already shown that they have strong potential value.
If they find the mom, I want someone to slap the hell out of her. You left the daughter alone, making people think you were dead.
Oh, you've missed me?
I don't care how beautiful it was. You're a bad mother. And so, yeah.
It's pretty here.
Yeah. Moving on, Tonkotsu, blah, 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 Ramens. So these two did not see the last episode, but I did, so I'm just gonna give...
So the first 6 minutes.
Yeah. So it seems like this next arc will be based around the hacking guy, getting his backstory, and I'm liking the way they're always finding interesting ways to tie all of the characters together. Because, you know, we got the Avengers, we got the Nika, whatever, the samurai, and Lin, who's just following him around, and then the guy who wants to quit the whole killing business, and the hacker. They keep finding ways to, like, have one story connect to them in some way that they start to get close. So for the Avengers, it looks like... So basic gist. Hacking group is trying to find and kill main hacker guy for reasons. And the team that's doing it, one of them is a former boxer who, for shits and giggles, likes to find homeless people and basically fight them to death.
He sounds like a bad guy.
Yeah. And so that is the samurai's mission is to find out who is doing this crap. Because they got sent to the doctor, the one who does all the facial stuff. It's like, these are not like they said, like, after I got this, I was told to dispose of the body so it'll kill me. So can you find out who's making these threats and doing this? Because these are...
Can you make them not kill me?
Yeah. And these are just like regular people. These are not,
That's going to keep happening.
Hitman-worthy people, yeah. And eventually, somebody who's involved in the hacking business gets beat up like that. And so then there's that connection. And it's obvious the Avengers are going to at some point jump in because, you know, someone's going to want these people to be avenged.
So, I realized in the last episode that Lynn's character is just basically supported in its entirety by kidnapping. I mean, I didn't watch this newest episode, and that's all well and good, but like it started off by Lynn getting kidnapped, and I just realized like he was in this whole mess because he got kidnapped as a kid with his sister.
Mm-hmm. Well, his sister did not get kidnapped. It was just him.
Well, fine. He was kidnapped, and there were those sorts of things that went on. And then his sister was too kidnapped. She was held by the mob,
but not in the beginning.
Yeah, but she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
Eventually, and then that drove him to arrange a false kidnapping. which became a quasi-real kidnapping, and then he got kidnapped the next time he was on the screen. And then he was kind of kidnapped into baseball, but that's a different level of, like, that's a meta. And then there was just, and then the samurai
Shanghaied
got kidnapped.
into baseball.
And so, and so I got through this episode, and I couldn't anymore. I had enough time to watch the next episode, and I'm like, that's enough of that. So was Lynn kidnapped this episode?
He was not.
Wow, was he in this episode?
Yes.
Okay, so start the timer.
It seems like the focus will be mainly on the hacking dude, because we got his backstory and where he came from. Basically, screw it, I'll spoil it. He came from a wealthy family, so he's already rich. He doesn't need to do this for money. But I guess he was just bored or something, and he ended up, his father is some kind of big-name politician, and he hacked something to do with his dad, like exposed a lot of stuff just for shits and giggles. Or maybe he hates his dad or something. And so his dad ordered the butler of the family, who was a former hitman, to kill the son. But the butler couldn't, he just told him to run. And so everyone thinks that he is dead. And has been for years.
So their butler was basically Alfred?
I guess. And so the butler came into the city because a different hacker, we don't know who, what, where, why, is sending threatening messages to the father. And so he's asking the son, like, hey, you know, even though your dad tried to kill you, you want to help us out a little bit, find this guy? It's like, kid, I'll pay you. This is a job. It's not personal now. Do it. And so, yeah, that's the gist of what we got so far. And, yeah, there's other things that happen that's making this... I'm liking the show. It's very interesting. It's deep.
I think, actually, I think the opposite. Like, there was this complexity to it, but it's not deep.
There's many layers of shallow.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what stopped me from, like, the next thing. I'm like, you know, okay, I'm keeping up with it, and then there's that festival that's going on.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's not like any of it is just like, whoa, hold on a second, let me pause this and grapple with the existential nature of this. It's just like, no, I'm cross-dressing because of hobby. And, you know, it's just another thing that they throw onto the pile of things. It's almost, so like depth, you dig into it, this is almost like a stack.
Yeah.
You know, it goes the other direction.
Right. Yeah.
I can work with that.
Yeah, but I know what you mean.
Alright. Was there any of the other ones besides Magic Bride? Because no Super this week.
I watched Darling in the FRANXX.
Oh, yeah.
And
Getting or...
different. I keep saying next week's going to determine whether or not I keep watching it, but yeah, so they had a beach episode. It was surprisingly not fan servicey.
Really?
Yeah. It was weird.
What?
Yeah. So, yeah, they got set free from the biodome, and yeah, they were just at the beach all day, and one of them found like a like, you know how like rocky beaches have, well, you might not know, but like on the actual ocean, rocky beaches have like you can kind of climb around and then you're on another beach that's hidden.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of them does that, and they're like, oh, hey, there's a thing here. And so everyone goes, and there's a set of stairs, like really old and covered in moss and stuff, and it's got like the Japanese like, what do you call those square shrine things? Anyway, it's got those. So they go up, and it leads to this dilapidated city, and it's obvious that it's the ruins of like some battle. So that, yeah, there's this town, and they're just wandering through, and they're like, oh, this is how people lived before there were the biodomes, or whatever they're called. And everyone's kind of generally disinterested, and 02 is she kind of seems to know more than she's letting on, and it's kind of interesting because she seems to know a lot. She seems to know a lot about the world and like reality. Everybody else is kind of like raised in a test tube, which is also interesting because one of the girls goes into a bookstore and she trips on a thing, and she is like, "Oh, I tripped on it. What is this?" And it's like, "Guide to raising your first baby," and she's like, "What's a baby?" And yeah, so she picks that up and she kind of dusts it off, and someone comes up behind her and they're like, "Hey, what's that?" And she's like, "Nothing," and she pockets it. So that'll come up later.
They don't know. They don't know how to make babies.
They don't know, and that's why the beach episode was so like weirdly non-sexual. But
they must still have instinctual feelings. Like after all that moaning,
clearly
like,
they do. Clearly,
yeah, because Ichigo, whatever her name was.
Yeah, and somehow kissing comes up, and everyone's like, "Oh, you do that?" And yeah, so
That sounds gross.
yeah, and then one of the guys is like, "Hey, try it with me," to the main character, and he's just like, "No, get off." You do it with someone you love, and then that's a whole different conversation.
Love you?
Yeah.
You
You beat me to it. Yeah, so that's basically it. So, it looks like it's heading in a more interesting direction than it has been, which was, like, robot sex. But, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see.
We'll see. Alright.
Frankly, darling, I don't give a darn.
Boo. Next up, Ancient Magus Bride. Hey, Chisei, high five.
Oh.
Yeah?
No.
Do you think she'll
But
be...
for some reason, that took me a second.
Do you think she'll be cured with those witches, or do you think she's forever cursed?
I think it's a trap. I think they'll cure her, but they also want
Nobody watched
something
the previews,
from her.
did they?
Nope.
I thought I did.
The preview is just the witches say, "Oh well, this thing is going to take your life, and the only thing that could be replaced, the only thing that we can
chop
bargain
it
for
off
is another life."
Yeah, so she has to take somebody's life if she wants to fix that.
And I can't see her being overly enthusiastic about that. But there is the that one, whatever his name, David, that he's like, well, with my curse keeping me alive and her curse gonna kill her, this might work out.
Whatever his name is.
The sorcerer guy?
The villain.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Though he's a wild card, I would not trust him at all. Period.
I think he'd be a good choice. Oh, so I just have to sacrifice life skip to this? Let's find that douche. I'd be okay with that.
I think he'd mess it up somehow. But, that might be what plot they play with. Like, he just comes in. I volunteer. You what? And this isn't a trick, no? Something's going to happen. But, they might go that direction.
And I'm sure everybody's thinking it. I wonder what type of hand job she can give.
I was not thinking that.
Well, you are now.
Nope.
Nope.
Call it a dragon job.
They, Elias and her have weird, sometimes not chemistry.
Yeah.
And it starts every single time when one of them calls her a puppy. Like, it used to be sort of like, well, first it was weird, and then it was kind of like almost endearing, like, oh, okay, they're just being their own type of weird, and that's what, that's as good as it gets.
And now it's my puppy's dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, what was that? It's just like, I have a stupid puppy. Yes, you are.
You need to be punished.
Let's go to the witches. I mean, like, this whole scene.
I'll kill you in a kennel.
How long have you been there? Since the beginning. I don't trust you worth a nothing.
He's got trust issues.
Yes, he does.
He doesn't recognize the feeling of lust yet. And it kind of went away when he saw her hand. That's why he was so mad.
I rewatched episode, I think it was 9 or 10.
9?
I think it was 10. When he first was found by the dragon guy, and then he takes that little tiny form.
Yeah.
That was, so looking back, that distinctively
back when he
changed
was
his
made
character.
out of Legos.
Yeah. That distinctively changed. So before that episode, he was this massive, wise, calm, mysterious figure.
Like me.
No.
Not what I was thinking. And after he turns into that little chibi thing, he's sort of like almost cute. And
he's very vulnerable.
yeah, after that, you see him more as a child.
Yeah.
And I mean, increasingly with every episode. But I just happened to watch that one again, and it was just like, wow, that really changed stuff. They're in it for the long haul. There's so many things that they put into an episode, they don't use it until later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I increasingly impressed.
Which reminds me, that girl with the cookies was back in this episode, and she kind of noticed. By the way, that was a really good montage.
The silent montage.
Yeah, like she was talking to the what was she, a succubus?
Yeah,
vampire.
And
right,
a
and
couple other people, and it was like you kind of knew what they were saying, even though nothing was said.
yeah, and to me that really captured the feeling of she was going out and just trying to connect, but nothing that she said mattered.
Right.
And it hit right in the correct feel.
She gonna die.
Yeah.
She was already gonna die, but now they just add another die on top of that. Yo, dog, I heard you like death.
But anyway, the little girl, I don't remember if she saw the arm or if she overheard something, but yeah, I think that she's still got a part to play in things.
Yeah. I didn't realize this until now, but and this is actually very frustrating to me because this is something that they literally like screamed at us. Chisei said that she's now been cursed 3 times. And the most obvious one now is the dragon, that's Body.
Yeah.
Emotionally, she was cursed from her mother, and then spiritually she was cursed by being a slave buggy.
Yep.
So she has all 3 layers like that they would traditionally recognize in like Asian cultures cursed. So like they've made the Captain Planet. They've assembled all the elements. So now what's going to happen? Yeah. Yeah, something's going to go down.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think about it, and probably never would have.
It just, as we were talking about it just now, it dawned on me, and I'm frustrated with myself because she stops the episode to say that. I've been thrice, well, she didn't say thrice, I've been 3 times cursed, and, I just realized, oh yeah, look at that, that's every level.
You were probably more preoccupied with thinking what the 3rd curse was.
Oh, she said it.
Yeah, no, but in the beginning...
She didn't say, she just said there were 3. 2 were obvious, the emotional ones... I don't think she said that.
It's the slave beggy and then
she
her
didn't
mom.
specify that.
They
showed like a little flashback thing.
Yeah, and then she doesn't say it, but it was right
it.
after her mom. Like, it was the dead mom. So anyway,
maybe I wasn't watching.
And then, well, what she says about it is that I'll carry that with me forever.
Yeah.
But either way, I was preoccupied with the other stuff. But even still, it's just like they stopped the show to say that, and so. Anyway, I'm glad that we were talking about it now, because...
Yeah. So that just about covers all of that fun stuff. Dragon Ball Super, second to last episode is this week. Then we have to wait another 2 weeks before the final episode. And...
That's some weird schedule in there.
Mm-hmm. Apparently it's not their fault. Some kind of Japanese thing going on. They have to run marathons and whatnot. Just bad timing is all.
Did you guys watch Kokkoku?
Oh yeah, Kokkoku. Yes.
They don't do that anymore.
No, they don't. I said once I said they
Are
need to
you
stop
happy
it,
or sad?
I don't know. Because I said it, and then they stopped doing it.
Your wish came true.
I know, right away.
Be careful what you wish
listen.
for.
Wish for the 2 main female heroines to hook up.
No.
Rule 34. It's gonna happen anyway.
I think that the 2 main characters in Tonkotsu Ramen are going to hook up.
Who do you consider
No.
a female character?
I didn't say female. I said 2 main characters.
Oh.
One dresses like one.
So we got a creepy supervillain. That was a fun little that was a lot of fun things with him.
Yeah, he kind of went Super Saiyan there, huh?
Yeah. Just he plays so good like, I have full control over my will. Now, what if I kill you? Will it be my choice? Yeah, it is. Just creepy.
Man, that's some evil right there.
Mm-hmm. So they got the nice little boss fight all set up. He's gonna probably gain at least 2 more levels if I was to guess.
Well, you think that he's going to be the boss for the rest of the show?
Yeah.
Is it 12 episodes, do you think?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
But I can't see them just like killing him. So, what else are we gonna do around here?
Yeah, probably not. I mean, unless some sort of deity appears and is like, congratulations, you have solved the puzzle, now battle me.
Oh, but they did explain the rules, and that was interesting. So the time
Which rules?
time is not stopped. It's just moving at a ridiculously slow pace.
That was actually really well done, because remember what it looked like when the grandpa was getting his jellyfish splatted out?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And they've done the sort of
And then the
Inception
girl
within
ran away.
Inception. Yeah. So they actually already hinted at that, but yeah, it's pretty cool.
And then the other female gained some new abilities. She's able to now basically float.
I think she was already able to do that. She can't float. She can just like walk really delicately on things.
What a weird superpower.
Yeah. It's not anti-gravity because there has to be something there.
Something.
Water droplets?
Maybe. But I think that's kind of pushing it a bit.
It's gonna be very weird when everything snaps back. Then there's just like dead bodies that just appear out of nowhere because they keep moving them. What the hell?
Well, right now they're trying to get the brother, the son, into the window with like like one of those like, we have to get the insane people back into the asylum. Giant nets. Like, where did they get that?
It's Japan. They're all over the place.
They keep them in every police station and catch it in case they have to catch an escaped inmate. Actually, no, they have those. It's like a trident, but without the middle spear, and the edges aren't sharp. You know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely.
I can imagine it.
I can imagine it.
I would have said tuning fork myself, but sure, trident with dull edges.
Well, it's like a tuning fork, but with a really short fork. Yeah, it's a duodent. It's so that they can just shove people against a wall, and then the cops just like ambush them and get those cuffs on. That's really funny.
So do you think Grandpa's going to be sucked on out and they're going to be Grandpa-less throughout the whole thing now?
That would suck.
He's got the strongest power. Second strongest power. Maybe strongest power.
At that point, they can't run.
Right. That's been terribly useful right now.
Yeah, even if it's really like ineffective, or that's not the right word. It's more.
Also, how would they get out? Because don't they need
They
Grandpa?
just need to get the stone back, and then
Yeah, but doesn't the Grandpa
get the
need
blood
to?
in it?
Yeah.
They need the spell. So, but they have unlimited time to research at the library.
Well, does the guy know the spell? The
Evil guy?
The evil guy?
I'm sure he'll be accommodating.
I like how we know nobody's names in this show. Because I don't think they did the spell when they put his blood in the thing. I think they just put it in.
Grandpa did.
Grandpa knew the spell.
At the beginning, they did.
Yeah. And then the other
But to
stone
get
is just
them out,
attached
they-
to it. Like whenever
But to get them out, they just put his blood in, assuming that's gonna send him out.
Maybe the main character can just like high five everyone out.
Yeah, but then she's there, and they're potentially dead.
High five herself. So, yeah, I think that just about covers it for all that stuff. Gotta make like a... Because I always just think Crunchyroll going down the list, and Kokkoku is separate,
Yeah.
so I always forget about it. Alright. So that'll do it for this second infusion and this whole Teacast in general. We're gonna go and look at places.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. Looking at places.
You wanted to come!
Yeah, but just like looking at places sounds like the most boring thing ever. Looking at places.
yeah, call it window shopping.
Ha. Alright, see you next week.
Bye.